Listen up, Eagles fans, because the landscape of this franchise is shifting right under our feet. We aren't just talking about roster tweaks. We are looking at the end of an era for a homegrown talent, a potential blockbuster trade that could shatter the NFL market, and a controversial decision involving our quarterback room that has insiders screaming. The front office is moving pieces on the chessboard, and you need to understand exactly what Howie Roseman is cooking up. This isn't just news, it is the blueprint for the future of Philadelphia football. Buckle up.
We begin with a somber and significant development from the league office regarding the Philadelphia Eagles roster. Shawn Bradley, the linebacker who has been a staple of the special teams unit since being drafted in the 6th round of the 2020 NFL Draft, has officially announced his retirement from professional football. Sources close to the situation confirm that Bradley filed the necessary paperwork with the league, effectively ending his tenure not just in Philadelphia, but in the National Football League entirely. This is a young man who played his college ball right here at Temple University, a true local product who lived the dream of donning the midnight green. Bradley appeared in 45 games for the Eagles, primarily carving out a niche as a core special teams contributor, recording 45 tackles during his time on the field. However, the context here is critical. Bradley missed the entirety of the last season after suffering a devastating Achilles injury during a preseason matchup against Baltimore. He fought to return. He battled through the grueling rehabilitation process, but ultimately the physical toll of the game has led him to this difficult decision. Now let me switch gears and speak from the heart, because this is what frustrates me about the narrative surrounding the NFL. We look at players as commodities, as stats on a fantasy sheet, but Shawn Bradley is a prime example of the brutality of this sport. This man put his body on the line on kickoffs and punts, the most dangerous plays in the game, for the badge on his helmet. When you talk about the next man up mentality, you are talking about guys like Bradley who do the dirty work that doesn't make the highlight reel, but wins you football games. It is an absolute tragedy to see a career cut short by injury, especially for a kid from South Jersey who stayed home to play for the Birds. You have to respect the decision to walk away with his health intact, but let's be very clear. The Eagles are losing a warrior in that locker room, a guy who knew the culture, who breathed the air of this city, and who understood what it meant to be an Eagle. It is a loss of depth, yes, but it is also a loss of identity for that special teams unit. We wish him nothing but the best, but this retirement serves as a stark, painful reminder that the NFL stands for not for long if your body cannot hold up against the violence of the gridiron. The roster spot is now open, and the pressure shifts to the front office to find someone with half the heart Shawn Bradley displayed every single time he strapped on those pads. The business of football waits for no one, and as one door closes on a local hero, another door might be opening for a superstar.
Before we dive into the trade rumors that are absolutely setting the internet on fire, stop what you are doing. If you bleed green and need the truth, hit that subscribe button right now. Don't miss a single update on our team. Now we turn our attention to a rumor that is spreading like wildfire through the league. And if this happens, it changes the entire power dynamic of the NFC East instantly. There is significant chatter surfacing regarding Las Vegas Raiders superstar pass rusher Maxx Crosby and a potential trade to the Philadelphia Eagles. This stems from resurfaced comments made by Crosby himself, where he explicitly praised the Eagles' culture and organization, combined with the Raiders' current state of competitive limbo. Insiders are buzzing that Howie Roseman, who is never afraid to swing for the fences, is monitoring this situation with extreme prejudice. We know the Eagles have been searching for more consistent pressure off the edge, and Crosby is arguably the most disruptive force in football, not named TJ Watt or Myles Garrett. The tactical fit is undeniable. You put Crosby on the edge of this defensive front and you stop worrying about blitz packages because he wrecks game plans by himself. But let me tell you what I think, and I need you to listen closely. If Howie Roseman pulls this off, build the statue right now. We are talking about Maxx Crosby. This is a man who plays with a motor that does not stop, a relentless force of nature who embodies everything the city of Philadelphia demands from its athletes. The defense has been good, but it hasn't been fear-inducing consistently. You bring in Crosby, and suddenly opposing quarterbacks are losing sleep on Tuesday night thinking about Sunday afternoon. I don't care about the draft picks. I don't care if you have to trade a first-round pick, a second-round pick, and the Liberty Bell itself. You go get a player of this caliber because the window to win a Super Bowl is open right now. Jalen Hurts is in his prime. The offense is loaded. You cannot waste a single year of this championship window hoping a rookie develops. You need a proven assassin, and Max Crosby is exactly that. The mere speculation of this trade should have every fan in Philadelphia salivating. The Raiders might be hesitant, but everyone has a price, and we know Howie Roseman is the best negotiator in the business. If the Raiders are selling, the Eagles must be buying. This isn't about the future. This is about winning the Lombardi Trophy this February. The pass rush is the lifeblood of an Eagles defense. It is in the DNA of this franchise, from Reggie White to Trent Cole to Brandon Graham. Max Crosby is the heir apparent to that legacy of violence. The connection is there, the interest is real, and the need is glaring. This is the move that separates the contenders from the pretenders. Make the call, Howie. Do not hesitate. Bring the Condor to the city of brotherly love and let him feast.
If the Crosby news wasn't enough to spike your blood pressure, this next report regarding our quarterback room is going to send shockwaves through the Delaware Valley. Multiple league sources and analysts are suggesting that the Philadelphia Eagles are in a prime position to execute a trade involving backup quarterback Tanner McKee, specifically sending him to the Pittsburgh Steelers. The logic here is purely economic but highly controversial. McKee has looked sharp in preseason action, displaying the poise and arm talent of a starter, which has driven his market value to a peak. The Steelers, dealing with the uncertainty of their own quarterback room, are desperate for stability, and insiders believe the Eagles could extract a significant haul, potentially a high mid-round pick or a combination of assets, in exchange for the former Stanford signal caller. This is the classic quarterback factory philosophy that the Eagles front office preaches: draft, develop, and flip for profit. But hold on a second. Are we losing our minds? I understand the value of draft picks. I understand the business, but you are playing a dangerous game with the most important position in sports. Jalen Hurts runs the football. Jalen Hurts takes hits. That is the reality of his play style. If you trade Tanner McKee, who has proven he can operate this offense efficiently, who exactly is stepping in if, God forbid, QB1 goes down for a month? You are trading an insurance policy on your Super Bowl season for a lottery ticket in the 4th round. It is absolute madness to leave yourself vulnerable at the backup quarterback position in a league where attrition is inevitable. Look at what happened to the Jets when Rodgers went down. Look at the teams that crumbled because they didn't have a competent number 2. McKee is not just an asset. He is security. He is peace of mind. To trade him now just to stockpile picks is a gamble that borders on arrogance. Yes, the return could be valuable, and yes, the Steelers might overpay because they are desperate. But is the juice worth the squeeze? If you trade McKee, you better have a veteran ready to sign immediately, or you are walking a tightrope without a net. The Eagles have built a roster capable of winning it all, and the quickest way to derail that train is to be unprepared under center. This proposal is gaining strength, and it shows that the front office is looking at the long game. But sometimes the long game gets you fired in the short term if you aren't careful. This is a critical decision point. Do you cash in on McKee's high stock? Or do you hold him because the safety of the season depends on it? The Steelers are calling, and the Eagles are listening, but the fans should be very, very worried about this one. This is a defining moment for the Philadelphia Eagles front office. We are seeing the departure of grit in Shawn Bradley, but we are staring down the barrel of a potential superstar addition in Max Crosby and a controversial asset flip with Tanner McKee. Howie Roseman is at the wheel, but the question remains: are we buyers or sellers of talent right now? I need to hear from you immediately. Do you trade the future for Crosby? Do you keep McKee as insurance? Drop your comments below. We are in this together, Philadelphia. Fly, Eagles, fly.